Thanks for staying with us. We are staying with the arraignment of Idris Okuneye, popularly known as Bobrisky, where the crossdresser has now been sentenced to 6 months imprisonment with no option of fine for abusing the naira. Justice Abimbola Awugboro of the Federal High Court, Ikoyi, handed down the sentence earlier today. Since his conviction last week, the controversial personality had been in the custody of the EFCC prosecuting the case. The Federal High Court initially adjourned his sentencing till the 9th of April, but that sitting did not hold due to the Eid al-Fitr holidays. Mr. Okuneye had asked for leniency after he pleaded guilty to charges of naira mutilation filed against him by the anti-graft agency. He told the court that he was unaware of the laws guiding the use of the naira and as such acted ignorantly. The crossdresser also promised to use his social media platforms to educate Nigerians on the dangers of naira abuse. The EFCC earlier during the last proceedings also applied that counts 5 and 6, bordering on money laundering, filed against the controversial personality, is struck out following an agreement reached with the defendant to ensure expedition of the case. Oladiemo joins me now for more on these two issues. Kemi, let's begin with the case of Idris Okuneye Bobrisky. Now he's been sentenced to 6 months in prison. Perhaps one question that's been on the lips of people is which cell he would be in. Is he the female cell or the male cell? What more can you tell us about this matter?
Well, it's going to be rather difficult to ascertain as at now where he will be. But one interesting scene played out in court today, before Justice Awugboro of the Federal High Court, Ikoyi, where I am. As soon as he came in, the judge asked for his gender, and he said, "I am a man." And this is unlike the position that Bobrisky had been, propagating online. We know how prominent he is online. We know how loud he has been with the sisterhood code that he has been identifying with and being open about his transitioning from a man to a woman. Of course, we also know that the name on the charge sheet is reading Idris Okuneye, Idris Olarewaju Okuneye, male in brackets. And as such, even though he came in dressed today, just like the last adjourned date, in a long jalamia, so to speak, in a long black robe, and he had a veil on. At the last adjourned day, the judge also asked him to remove the veil that he had on, covering his face, and he, of course, obliged, he of course obeyed the order. But today was also a very interesting thing, like I said earlier on, where he identified as being a man. While he was in the EFCC custody, where he was brought from to hear his sentencing today, we understand that he had been in a lone cell, neither a male or a female cell, but he had been kept in a lone cell, he alone, so to speak. And we also understand that at the point, of course, his beards were already growing out, though that has not been confirmed by the EFCC operatives, but we heard that in the grapevine, so to speak. So where he's heading, I don't know if the correctional facility has the luxury of a lone cell, unlike what's obtained while he was in EFCC custody. But presently, he's in the holding cell within the court premises, the Federal High Court premises, because there are still some other matters ongoing here in Ikoyi. So when they are all done, because now he has been transferred to the Ikoyi Correctional Center, where he is expected to serve out his sentencing. So, but he is being kept with some other inmates at the holding cell of the Federal High Court, Ikoyi.